What's going on, guys? So I thought I would do a Cyber Angel deck profile because somebody asked it, and secondly, because my build is a little different than some of the people's I've seen playing, and I'll explain why I am playing, how I'm playing it, and yeah. So let's get on with the deck profile. If you don't know how to play it, I'd look up some plays. I have a replay of me playing some duels, but they weren't the greatest ones, and some of the other replays were not working. DevPro, I love my DevPro, but DevPro was glitchy and it kind of was pissing me off because otherwise I wish I recorded some of those gameplays because some of them were good, and one was a really long match that was really good. I actually lost at the end still, but it was a really good match and it was really fun. But anyways, let's get on with the build. Cyber Petite Angel, or Petit or whatever. This card summon, you can add a Cyber Angel monster or Machine Angel Ritual from your deck. It pairs very well with Ritual Sanctuary because you can bring back Cyber Angel and then or Cyber Petit back, and then you can, if you have Labradite Dragon, you can do some plays. I don't know. That's how I use it. People might use it a different way, but that's what I was playing. 3 Manju because you need to do your searching out. 3 Hieratic Dragon if Tefnuit because sometimes, not usually, but sometimes it's nice to be able, if you can do a ritual summon this turn, to special summon him first and then maybe ritual summon someone else. Because like sometimes I have 2 hieratic monsters in my field, my opponent has a monster, and I have my field's clear, so I special summon him, and yeah, and you can get like 2 monsters in the field and do some plays with that. And then I play 1 hieratic dragon of Sue. 1 Labradite Dragon, because it's all you need, unless he gets banished. That kind of sucks, but you can keep bringing him back with the Hieratic Seal monster. I mean, Hieratic Dragon monsters. Well, not keep, but you know what I mean, you can do it. Where it changes up, I'm playing 2 Maxis. I don't really see people play Maxis or main Maxis, but for me, in this game, people are special summoning left and right. I mean, Maxi is so powerful. I mean, half the time, it either blocks your opponent from summoning more because he's like, oh shit, I don't want him to draw, or he, you know, keeps summoning his monsters and you keep getting the draws, especially if it's like within the first or second turn, unless he OTKs you, but for the most part it's good. 1 BLS, why? Because I'm playing a lot of darks in the extra deck, Labradite Dragon's a dark, and this deck thins out really quickly that I can get darks in my graveyard to make BLS playable. Now sometimes if you get him in the first couple turns or something, he can be a little dead, but like I said, I can search out Labradite Dragon pretty easily and use him because I'm playing 4 dragons and I have 2 searchers for it. It's not a hard thing to pull off. So while some people would say, well, that's just kind of a bad thing, I personally think playing BLS gives you a little bit more oomph and a little more, I guess you could say, surprise factor that people won't see seeing. 3 Cyber Dragon Ben 10s because he's a searcher and that's great, and he works great to abuse with Dakani, kind of. You don't really abuse him, but it pairs well if you use him as a tribute. But anyways, 2 Cyber Angel Dakinis because I love his ability. Like, his ability is top down, especially in this format where you can't target and stuff like that. You summon him, and your opponent's basically like a creature swap for destroying. He has to choose which monster he wants, and he has to send it to the graveyard. It's not destroying, he has to send it to the graveyard. He has to choose, so it's not targeting. So it's great to get rid of problem monsters, and I would love to play 3, but it doesn't work out with 3, so 2 is all we're going to do. And 3 out of 10 because even though his effect is alright, it's not amazing. It's more of a thing to... like, his effect's not bad, but I don't really need it as much, and I like his secondary effect more because you can boost up all your ritual monsters. Saphira, Queen of the Dragons, is boss. This card thins out your deck. I don't know how this card is still legal. I mean, people might think the opposite. They might not think it's that great at all, but it's effective. Oh, well, my card's pretty... I mean, like, if your hand's, like, you know, pretty bumping right now, you're like, alright, I don't need to do the draw 2 cards. Alright, discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. Or add a 1 light monster from your graveyard. Like, it's amazing. Somebody's going to probably say, why am I not playing Herald of Perfection? Because I don't like it. I think it makes your deck thin out, and not in a good way, as in, like, you have to keep, like, banishing fairy, well, not banishing, discarding fairy monsters, and in this game, people can give off effects so quickly and summon things that it's just, like, you can't really stomp them like you used to. You can and you can't. I don't know, I was not digging it, and I feel like it was kind of clogging it up, so I took them out. If you want to play them, play them. It's, you know, deck profiles are deck profiles. 3 Ritual Sanctuary, because this card is great. At first I wasn't really digging it, but then I started to use it more, and now I'm loving it. Machine Angel Ritual, because you need 3 of these, and its secondary effect is amazing. It's what protects your ritual monsters. Preparation of Rites, because it's great. 2 Hymn of Lights, because we're only playing 2 of him. I wasn't going to play 3, so... Now, pre-Preparation of Rites, I'm playing 2 because the only thing can search out is Saphira, and I only need a 1-1 search out. I mean, it kind of sucks that I can't search out, like, Machina Angel Ritual, because it's a Cyber Angel, it's not a specific card. I don't know if it's a ruling thing or what, but you know what I mean. It just doesn't, it's a great card, but for this deck, I say 2 is definitely all you need. Still, even if I was playing Herald of Perfection, I would still only play 3. Because, wait, is it Herald of Perfection that I'm talking about? Or am I fucking this up? Yeah, okay, sorry. I just want to make sure I was not wrong. So yeah, 2 pre-preparation of rights is, I think, all you need in this deck, but it's my personal opinion. 2 Hieratic Seal of Convocation. I'm only playing 2. You could play 3 because I'm playing this Terraforming, but I'll explain that. It's not great. I mean, it's a great card, don't get me wrong, you search out your cards, but, like, playing 3 would definitely not really be helpful, because, like I said, you thin out this deck easily with all your other searching, so you only need 2. You only need 2 for this. Terraforming, I'm playing Terraforming because even though there's already 3 of these, 1, it thins out your deck, and that's all this deck I like about this deck, is you thin out your deck so quick. So I'm playing Terraforming because, 1, I can give another spell in my grave for Ritual Sanctuary, and then even if I have one on the field already, I can bring up another one, and it's a useful card. So, and you can also use Ritual Sanctuary to, like, pitch with Twin Twister if you really needed to or some shit. And I'm playing a Raigeki and a Dark Hole because sometimes this deck has problem with just dealing mass amounts of field presence that your opponent has. Not huge problem, I just said a little bit of a problem. So having a Raigeki and a Dark Hole, which I would not usually play both, or, yeah, I would not usually play both, but like I said, your opponent's field presence kind of can get in the way sometimes, so I'm playing a Raigeki and a Dark Hole, and with the deck thinning that I've already talked about 100 times, I've drawn into both of these in games tons of times, and not just like, look, like, I just get down to, like, 15 cards in my deck, and I've drawn into it. Now, that's not always the case, because sometimes it can be on the bottom, but you know what I mean. So I'm playing both to give me a better chance to be able to take care of those problems, and I'm playing 1 Twin Twister because back row sucks, but I don't see 2 really working, because you mostly need all your cards. You can't really pitch 1 and be happy with it. Like, you definitely can, don't get me wrong, because I'm just saying, like, sometimes there's situations where I want a Twin Twister, but I'm like, I don't want to get rid of any of the cards in my hand, so, yeah. 2 Ultimate Tozaken, I can't pronounce this right, but whatever, you get my point. It works well to bring out these shits and gigs. I don't really have to much explain for these, they're just great cards, I don't know, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, they're good cards. They don't really need much more. The only thing I can really say is Belze is still a great card that I think is underrated half the time. Or Belize, or whatever you want to say it is, because you can bring him out easily in this deck. And Ignister, of course, is badass. And yeah, so these just work well. I don't know what else to really say. The only thing I can really say, too, is Leo is badass, because in tight pinches, you can bring out Leo pretty easily in this deck. And some people just don't know what to do when you can't target Leo, and it's funny. And like I said, the deck is already well protected from your ritual cards in the first place, so everything kind of works good. I just wouldn't really change anything about my Synchro lineup. Now, my Xyz lineup isn't amazing. I'm playing Agosto Emerald to Castel, number 24, Photon Strike Bouncer, Gauntlet Launcher, Constellar, Pantalame Semen, and Gaia. I'm playing Gauntlet Launcher because sometimes, and not usually, but sometimes you just have to pop this thing that is in your fucking way. So, Gauntlet Launcher, if you can make 2 monsters and you just don't really have a way of dealing with it, you just Gauntlet Launcher and you can just get rid of them. That's pretty much it. While I won't usually do that, probably go Photon Strike Bouncer and wait for his effect. I just had like 2 times where it came in clutch, so I just have it in here. I wouldn't normally use him, but it's in there. So, and after you use him, you could overlay him for Gaia if you really fucking needed to, so it's not a big deal either. But yeah, guys, this has been working out really well. It's a work in progress, but definitely it is a great deck. It is a fun deck, and I enjoy playing the shit out of it, and I'm still playing, and tweaking, just like with all decks. But let me know down below what you would change, what you would add, and let me know what you think about the deck. Not about my deck build specifically, but what do you think about the archetype and how it's playing? Because I find it very fun. But I'll see you later, guys. Peace the fuck out.
Damn.